Hello, dear friends. Welcome to Kardec Radio, where we are here to nourish our souls. I'm Norah, the host of this program, Thoughts by Joanna Angelis. And again, we continue our study with this book that I believe we can get through Leao Publisher. So it's worth um, a research to get this book because it really is. A transformation of friends. And have you ever heard the song Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? How I wonder what you are up above the world so high. Right, friends? And I know it sounds silly and so cheesy because we're all adults. But sometimes cheesy, it sticks with us. And in this case, when we were to if we were to break this song apart and give it some of that more deeper meaning, the fact that we would even think of someone as a star gives us this insight into the powerful beings that we can be with each other, the inspirational energies and vibrations that we can be, which is so needed. So, with that, let us start and let us share our screen here. And here we go. It says, loving and explanatory words born out of solidarity and compassion become a bright star, shining its copious light all around. This is pretty straightforward. So, if anything, let's kind of think about how and we can be this star, right? And we can, again, friends, we can take this into different areas, but how about we kind of pin into the word explanatory words, right? To the phrase, excuse me, explanatory words. Because really, when we are loving and we can use, right, as Joanna said, we can use this, then we can become these beacons, these beautiful stars. And can we imagine a world like that, friends? Um, Maybe some of you, when you were young or your kids, you know how you put those glow in the dark stars on the ceiling. Oh, isn't that beautiful? So, just for us to have some visuals. So, now there's a verse in the Bible, James chapter 3, verses 9 to 12, that talks more in depth about this power that we can have to love. But again, friends, in order for us to see one side, we are going to have to face the other side. And this is exactly sort of what James is bringing to us, right? With the tongue, we praise our Lord and Father, and with it, we curse human beings who have been made in God's likeness. Out of the same mouth comes praise and cursing. My brothers and sisters, this should not be. Can both fresh water and salt water flow from the same spring? My brothers and sisters, can a fig tree bear olives or a grapevine bear figs? Neither can, right? So, friends, as we think about this now from this angle and the responsibility that we have, it's beautiful because we think that we can love with our words and we have that in us, right? And it comes from within us. But at the same time, if we know that our daily task is to show compassion, to love others, and one of the many ways is for us to speak words of love, of wisdom, right? Of compassion, of uplifting messages, then our task too at the same time is to say, well, what can I do to do that? So this is the homework that we start to have. And it's so powerful because in the book to Our Daily Bread, our beloved Chico Xavier, there's a section entitled The Tongue. And beautifully, the spirits there expand a little bit more, giving it that spiritist, perspective for us to really see. And couldn't say it better. It's best to read Chico's words because they're just so powerful. People's tongues have seldom consoled or edified their brothers and sisters. Instead, they are always ready to excite, argue, depress, slander, accuse, and harm mercilessly. Now, this is hard to intake. This is not easy, friends. But it's not for us to press stop and close the window and not want to hear more. Instead, it's for us to be grateful because we have now a measure. If I measure myself and I'm in this area a lot, what can I do to move forward? Or if someone around us is in this stage of their reincarnation, the better question is, well, what can I do to help and to support, right? Because we're all in this together and we are all part of this. Well, the spirits continue to tell us the sincere disciple, here's the answer for us, will find in James' statements a brilliant application for every experience. And when night falls at the end of each day, it is fitting to ask oneself, have I used my tongue today as Jesus used his? These are my best questions as a teacher, friends. These open-ended questions are so powerful because now it is on the student. So each of us here ask ourselves that question. And how can we connect to this? How can we come into this space? If I want to shine like a star and I want to see that in others and be in this energy, this is what I need to do. And the fact that even Joanna de Angelis says that that's a way to love should already be a good indication for us to really, really work on this. So if we were in a classroom, friends, it's summertime. And I must be missing teaching because a lot of the times, and I know it's silly, but when we're really breaking something down and we want to conceptualize something, I use something called the 5 W's and H, where it's for who, what, when, where, why, and the how. And if we're able to have some answers, these are not because these are the answers. Instead, this is to get us to think, to get those critical thinking skills out of us. But as spiritism, as adults, right, not only do we need those critical thinking skills, but we have to apply them every day. So the who, it starts within first. Inside, we talk beautifully to ourselves, show compassion, look at ourselves in the mirror, even though sometimes that's really hard. But when we are able to do that and talk to ourselves with love, and then we do it with our family, and then from our family to our outward circles, it becomes natural. We start letting go of those masks and just shining bright. And the stars, they are more prominent. And so then what type of things can we do? These are just a couple things. We send out some vibrations, definitely bringing our prayers, our positivity, being compassionate, understanding of others, and anything that our heart inspires at the end of the day, right? Because each case is so individual. And when do we start? Right now, friends, right now, literally, we can start, not leaving it for tomorrow or, well, I have a timeline and when I am in some place. No, right now, it doesn't matter. And why should we? Because as Joanna de Angelis is telling us, this kind of love, right, and has an impact so much that we can be like stars, right? And we need this at this moment. Friends, now that I'm going to bring up my vacation because it's really the time that I have time to go on my phone and to look, because during the school year, so busy. And friends, I have come across so many types of news, right? And I say this respectfully, but wow, boy, right? We've come a long way, of course, but we know there's always room for more and for more. And so imagine us being these role models, thinking about our future generations too, right? Because our kids are watching, and so how can we start, right? For those of us that are thinkers, and we like steps, and that's beautiful, because there's a lot of programs that provide that for us today, right? Well, we can ask questions when we're out there trying to have a conversation with someone, right? We can follow good vibrations, we can believe amazing things, we can study, and we need to study. There's so much beautiful and information out there. Get together with others and pray, in ourselves too. Let's meditate. Let's have conversations. Let's listen to each other. Let's have more invites, and whatever we can, in so many ways, and whatever platforms come our that we have, right? And sinking into to God, to Jesus, Mother Mary, huge mentors like Chico Xavier, right? Our mentors, or anything that's elevated. Because when we start to emanate in these steps that Joanna is telling us, suddenly loving with our words becomes doable. Will it be easy? Not. Sometimes it's hard. And I say this because as an educator, friends, sometimes this right here, this little chart, I'm sharing it from a personal experience. It's not easy, but we have to make it a point that when we see others that come our way that are struggling, as Joanna says, let's find the words within to inspire and to be lights, not to put each other down. That's the message. So, fun fact, just to break the ice, friends. Oh, this message from Joanna today was tough. So, it's a beautiful video of how we can imagine the stardust, which, as you know, NASA has studied. They said through billions of people on Earth, we may come through different areas. We share one common heritage. We're all made of stardust, from the carbon in our DNA to the calcium in our bones. Nearly all the elements in our bodies were forged into the very hearts and death throes of these stars. So we can have a visual how literally, as Joanna says, right, we can be stars. So we are literally from this, and imagine working all the moral muscles. So to end today's lesson, friends, let's leave with this. Love is a star twinkling in our hearts. It's a language that is bright and beautiful, right? So, twinkle, twinkle, little star. All right, friends. Thank you so, so much, as always, for tuning in here to Kardec Radio, to other programs. Friends, wherever we are, stay safe. If it's winter, please stay warm. But here in the States, it's hot. Please stay hydrated. Stay in tune. And let us not forget that we are loved. Until next week, some place, some time. Bye, friends. Bye.